The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello and welcome. This is TV1 News. I'm Marisela Kelaton.
In this edition, work on Kimbe Port begins. Exxon Mobil commits to PNG projects, and PNG ranks 5th in Pacific Minigames.
A significant milestone has been reached for the Kimbe Port redevelopment project in West New Britain province with the departure of 2 barges carrying essential equipment from Townsville, Australia. The mobilization marks the start of major construction works as part of a broader ports upgrade across Papua New Guinea.
The Kimbe Port redevelopment is part of a multi-million kina investment under the Australian-funded Ports Infrastructure Investment Program aimed at improving vital maritime infrastructure across PNG. The 12-day voyage will deliver plans and equipment to Kimbe to commence maritime works under the Ports Infrastructure Investment Program funded by the Australian Infrastructure Financing Facility for the Pacific. The program supports upgrades to 5 major ports nationwide: Kimbe, Oro Bay, Daru, Kavieng, and Lae. Pacific Marine Group, contracted for 260 million kina, will carry out the complex marine works, including demolition and construction of a new wharf and restoration of existing structures. The project is expected to boost the local economy, create jobs, and support skills development for Papua New Guineans. Local company Global Constructions Limited is also set to begin shore-based works through a 79 million kina contract. The project's progress comes just ahead of Papua New Guinea's 50th independence anniversary, highlighting the strong and enduring partnership between PNG and Australia. Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 News.
Energy giant Exxon Mobil has affirmed its commitment to the sequencing and development of Papua LNG, P'nyang, and the wildebeest in Papua New Guinea. Prime Minister James Marape confirmed this after meeting with senior executives of Exxon Mobil Corporation at the company's global headquarters in Houston, Texas, in the United States.
The USA giant mineral company has confirmed that all 3 projects in PNG remain within their strategic investment portfolio, with sequencing essential to ensure long-term construction momentum, investment flow, and employment generation for PNG. Prime Minister James Marape met with the company's senior executives on Wednesday, where Exxon Mobil provided an update on the status of Papua LNG, for which Total Energy serves as the lead operator. While acknowledging cost pressures on the project, the executives reiterated that all joint venture partners, including Exxon Mobil, Total Energies, and Kumul Petroleum Holdings Limited, are committed to resolving outstanding issues collaboratively. A joint meeting involving the government of Papua New Guinea, Total Energies, Exxon Mobil, and other project stakeholders is being planned to address the recent cost escalations and chart a pathway towards final investment decision, or FID, for the project. On the wildebeest prospect, a promising new gas field still in its exploration phase, Exxon Mobil executives confirmed that deep well exploratory activities are continuing and expressed keen interest in partnering with the PNG government to assess its future development potential. The Prime Minister says the government has expressed its clear preference that these projects be properly sequenced: Papua LNG first, followed by Pinyang LNG, and then Wild Beast. He explained that this sequencing ensures continuity across the LNG sector, with final investment decisions and construction timelines aligned over a 10 to 15 years horizon. Freddie Mo, TV1 News.
Meantime, Prime Minister Marape continued his official duties to Washington, D.C., where he will hold a full two-day program of engagements with senior United States government officials and executives of Newmont Corporation as part of his continued efforts to strengthen bilateral relations and attract responsible investment into Papua New Guinea's resources sector. With the arrival of the first of Air Niugini's new Airbus A220 fleet in September 2025, the National Airports Corporation advises that 5 out of its 13 designated jet airports are currently capable of supporting the regular, unrestricted operations of the new A220 and the B737 aircraft.
The Airbus A22, which has a maximum takeoff weight of up to 70 tons, requires a runway length of approximately 1,800 to 2,500 meters for takeoff at maximum weight, depending on altitude and weather conditions. The airports that can accommodate the A220 when it commences operations are the ones that have asphalt concrete surfaces. They are Port Moresby, Nadzap, Kavieng, Momote, and Gani airports. The rest of the jet airports will not accommodate the A220 in 2025 onwards until their aircraft pavements are surfaced with asphalt concrete. These airports are Mount Hagen, Tokwa, Vanimo, Buka, Gorka, Hoskins, Wewak, and Madang. According to NAC Acting Managing Director and CEO Dominic Kaumu, one of the reasons paving the operations of the A220 and the B737 into this airport include safety perspective, given that these aircraft have low-slung engine under the wings and there is a high risk that the engines can easily ingest loose sealing chips from bituminous, spray-sealed surface and damage the jet engines. Kamu said it is important to know that the preparedness of airport operations for a major refitting program such as the new Airbus A220 requires early engagement with all key stakeholders to ensure that airport capacity, regulatory compliance are ensured and infrastructure capabilities are aligned with the aircraft's performance, safety requirements and schedules. Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
The Kundiawa School of Nursing in Simbu Province has officially commissioned its new Information and Communication Technology Laboratory, thanks to a vital donation from the National Information and Communication Technology Authority.
The lab was commissioned recently at the school campus in Mirine, with Nectar donating 20 desktop computers and completing full installation of Wi-Fi and Internet services.
This thing was funded under our ICT program, it's called UAS, Universal Access Services. We go to the places where the major ICT players are not considered in terms of monetary service. So we are, at this time, we are going more to the education systems for the country, but we're happy that Simbu Province is the first now with this new tech that they have this ICT services.
School Principal Ali Moon said the ICT lab is a crucial step in advancing the newly established school, ensuring it meets the Department of Higher Education's requirements for tertiary institutions to be digitally connected.
Program for us it's very important because this program is part of the ICT department-wide research, science and technology policy to digitalize the higher institutions. it's a rollout policy for the department, and we would like to really appreciate what the liquor company can be able to partner with us to roll out this, and that will be really helpful for my staff and students as well. It's good for the students, it's good for the province, and good for the policy for the higher education, research, science, and technology.
He added that in today's digital world, students need access to modern tools for learning. He thanked NICTA for the costly yet essential investment in the school's future. The commissioning of the ICT lab marks a milestone for Simbu's education sector, making Kundiawa School of Nursing a model for digital integration in rural health education.
This is TV1 News. We'll bring you the day's other stories after the break. Stay with us.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Open net.
Favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook, and with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier but you like it more.
Tell him shorty come get it in. Come grind on me, but met it in. Mommy get loose, get loose, get loose. Pepsi in my hand, ice cold, no excuse. I tell him who's gonna bring that groove down. Pepsi with the fresh sound. Tell him who's gonna bring that groove down. Pepsi with that fresh sound. Pepsi, give me some Pepsi bottle. Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi bottle.
Welcome back. Papua New Guinea's iconic Regina Bed of Paradise has become the 17,000th species captured in National Geographic's Global Photo Arc project, placing PNG and its wildlife in the international spotlight.
The Port Moresby Nature Park has marked a monumental conservation milestone with the Reggiana Bird of Paradise Papua New Guinea's national symbol, officially becoming the 17,000th animal species photographed by acclaimed National Geographic explorer and PhotoArk founder Joel Sartore. The announcement is being shared globally across National Geographic's platforms, reaching over 500 million people and casting a global light on PNG's rich but vulnerable ecosystems. Sartore visited Port Moresby Nature Park in April this year to document rare and exotic animals as part of his mission to photograph 25,000 species in human care. His PhotoArk campaign uses breathtaking imagery to inspire action on biodiversity and environmental protection. Joel Sartore, in an interview, said birds of paradise are living works of art, and they deserve our protection just as much as any painting in a museum. Port Moresby Nature Park CEO John Paul Houston says the timing couldn't be more special, aligning with the nation's 50th year of independence. The milestone also adds a deeper layer of pride for Papua New Guineans, with the nature park planning to exhibit the photographs later this year to inspire locals and visitors alike. The visit highlighted not only PNG's incredible biodiversity, but the urgent need to protect its natural heritage, especially as habitats come under increasing pressure from human and environmental threats.
A team from Lae, Morobe Province were taken on an official tour of the Australian defence vessel Reliant. Officers from both the public and private sector were invited by the Australian Consulate General in Lae to see and hear firsthand what the auxiliary vessel does in terms of humanitarian and disaster response in the Pacific.
The Australian Consulate General in Lae, Morobe Province invited some of its partners aboard the Australian Defence Vessel, or ADV, Reliant yesterday to learn about the vessel's capabilities when it comes to assisting in disasters or humanitarian response efforts in the region. Representatives from the Royal PNG Constabulary, PNG Fire Service, Morobe Provincial Health Authority, the Provincial Disaster Office and church partners were welcomed on board by Navy Liaison Officer Lieutenant Commander Paul Newton. Lieutenant Commander Newton explained that ADV Reliant is not commissioned, hence it is not part of the Navy's active fleet. Instead, ADV Reliant is the Australian government's primary maritime humanitarian and disaster response capability.
Tasked by the Australian government purely to provide support to Southwest Pacific nations. So the ship is assigned for 300 days a year to support Southwest Pacific taskings. The other 60 days will be spent doing maintenance. Okay? So it's a very high priority for the Australian government to provide a persistent presence out here, and importantly, the work that the ship does should be driven from our Pacific Island partners. Okay? So you work very closely with Sir from the coast, and then as the requests go up and filter down, hopefully when we come out we provide direct support to what Pacific Island nations need as opposed to what we might think you might need. Okay, there's just a slight difference there.
The vessel's recent task was the ferrying of the historic US bomber Helen Pelican II to Port Moresby to be placed in the PNG National Museum and Art Gallery. ADV Reliant is currently ferrying back Army vehicles and equipment used in exercise Pukpuk at Igam Barracks. The vessel also provides maritime surveillance, search and rescue, training, mentoring and capacity building in an effort to contribute to a collective secure region. Australian Consul General in Lae Brenton Kanowski welcomed the ship's arrival, outlining that its visit highlights the strength of Australia's partnership with Papua New Guinea and their shared commitment to regional security and reliance.
The 2025 local-level government elections in Papua New Guinea have been further deferred to September. This postponement is aimed at ensuring a smoother electoral process, allowing more time for preparation and implementation of necessary logistical arrangements.
According to the PNG Electoral Commission, a range of complex and unresolved administrative and fiscal challenges will not allow for the agreed LLC election schedule to be met, forcing a revision of the LLG election timetable. Electoral Commissioner Simon Sinai, in a statement, says after careful consideration and consultation with key stakeholders, he has invoked his powers under Section 79(2)(b) of the Organic Law on National and Local Level Government Elections to delay the commencement of polling for LLG elections. Polling was initially scheduled for July 12, 2025. It is being deferred to late September to avoid a clash with activities surrounding the country's 50th independence anniversary. The decision to delay the polling also arises from a variety of factors, including the unprecedented scale and complexity of the elections, proclamation and late notification of new votes and LLGs, administrative irregularities requiring resolution by DPLGA, and funding and procurement delays. Sinai also stated that under Section 96A, he is withdrawing election writs in LLGs where the proper conduct of the elections cannot be guaranteed. Local level government elections are crucial for governance at the grassroots level. Sinai said ensuring a fair and efficient electoral process is essential for the democratic functioning of the country. Freddie Mo, TV1 News.
Border management is crucial. It plays a vital role in ensuring the security, safety, and orderly movement of people and goods across a country's borders. Today, the International Organization for Migration, with funding support from the government of Japan, commenced facilitation of training for national government agencies on border management.
PNG shares vast land and sea borders with different countries, and border management is crucial to ensure these borders are safe. Effective border management helps prevent illegal activities such as smuggling, trafficking of drugs and humans, and terrorism by monitoring and controlling who and what crosses the border. It supports the regulation of migration flows, ensuring that people enter and exit a country legally, while protecting the rights of refugees and asylum seekers. Furthermore, it can prevent the spread of infectious diseases by screening travelers and enforcing health protocols, especially during pandemics or health emergencies. In short, border management balances security with openness, ensuring borders are safe, efficient, and respectful of human rights. Today, the International Organization for Migration, with funding support from the government of Japan, commenced facilitation of training for national government agencies on border management. Participants of the training today consisted of relevant sectors including the PNG Immigration and Citizenship Services Authority, National Department of Health, NAC, PNG Ports, Customs, National Agriculture and Quarantine Inspection Authority, and the PNG Defence Force. The training is focused on areas of importance to the multi-agency border control environment. In particular, it is expected that the competencies and knowledge received by the participants will facilitate the implementation of the strategic plan in enhanced border management in Papua New Guinea.
Moving on to the finance news, the kina closed lower at $0.2421 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2346 $0.3561 Australian dollars, $0.1920 euro, and 34.95 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, cocoa, and crude oil closed higher, coffee and copper closed lower, and copra, palm oil closed unchanged. On the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. TV1 News continues after these short messages. Stay with us.
community in our great nation.
Hiya, Mama. You wait time, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magical cuddle, get up and big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
For Simon, life is simple. Dreams seem distant, yet hope remains. One ticket, one dream. Simon's world changed forever. Yes! From small dreams to big possibilities. The one-top jackpot is here for everyone. Win big every day.
New Fabuloso multi-purpose cleaner with an irresistible fragrance that lasts all day long, creating a field of flowers in every corner of your home with an irresistible fragrance that lasts and lasts all day long. Fabuloso, irresistible fragrance.
Mr. Russell, we must isim sa bumili.
You survey yourself, you can put in one complaint.
I'm not giving big the head. Online by doctor. Na, also one I'm supposed me on that sorry kissing.
You think in good role, Sam? You like putting this plus sexual harassment report on Mr. Russell?
Who said you making this black complaint?
Joining BCFW na all member blong mi plan na stand up strong against in workplace harassment.
Thanks for staying with us. One of Trukai's first model farmers from Gerhu Stage 7 received a village sustainability kit today from the Trukai Industries Rice Development. John Passy comes from the notorious area of Gerhu and shared his transformative journey.
John Passy from Central Province was one of the participants in the January 2024 batch and has made it this far compared to his batchmates. He shared that he was inspired and needed to do something good in his community, thus his participation in the Trukai Smart Farmer program. But his journey in becoming a model rice farmer was not easy, as he had to also convince boys from the area to participate in this program.
Mibla come no very long hard road, mibla street mangi mibla stabia. Mo call him Gerhu Stage 6 mibla stabia, mibla notorious zone in Selo, Port Moresby. Mibla disol man mibla sana mibla sarwana mibla solo ya. Mo gara mo gangstas mibla gara stabia. Mibla record in Selo, Moresby City mibla ko karabus na bot ko ka mo gara policeman in Selo, Moresby City sa lo mibla. But me talk thank you to Trukai lo give me a second chance to life. Na me one bla first bla youth inside lo Gerhu me go attend him this the Trukai Smart Farmer program.
Passy had gone through months of training, going as far as Erap in Morbe province to get more hands-on experience from the commercial rice farm.
Me been on my graduate lo PU lo out of lo graduation lo me been one bla model farmer out of me bla hit bla me been one bla. So me been working practical for me been working more than 7 And I've been talking to okay 7x7, but me working beyond that. Name so all Thomas na Henry bin come lo okay assessment lo farm lo me open looking me eligible lo ko lo lay. So open kisi name lo me na that's how me bin ko lo lay lo working this intensive program na. Inside lo 3 months me ko start up me line and plant is new something where I'm inspiring life lo me lo. That's how me build him this strong tintin lo come up on the rice farmer.
We're transforming lives. It's about the mindset. It's about changing the mindset of these young people. These are reformed criminals. I've basically grown up my whole life here in Gero, and to be able to see these young men follow such an initiative being propelled by you all, Trukai, that's a plus in itself.
The Village Sustainability Kit, worth 40 to 50,000 kina, is a rice farming kit that is given to genuine rice farmers under Trukai Industries' smallholder rice development program to encourage them to develop their rice farming ventures. The VSK includes essential tools such as a solar rice mill kit, power tiller, manual seeders, knapsacks, sickles, and rice seedlings.
This 30 kg plus per plot. So that's another one. And they impact the community. And in this case, you see all these youths here, as John and the leaders have said. These youths have participated, and that, in the case, we see that there is an impact in the community. And just the way they're saying, there is a very big impact in the community. So we see that John has impacted his community, has harvested 30 kg plus in his plot. He has expanded from that 50 kg, 50 square meters, sorry. And that's how we selected him to be a model farmer.
Jasmine Rojak, TVWAN News.
Now equipped with the Village Sustainability Kit, John Passy has great plans, and Trukai is committed to keeping track of John's rice farm and the boys he is training.
Now me stapos tintin blumi now sa mi pa like mas extend golo hectares. So mi can supply more rice to country na. That's how you can benim import rice na. You mean nationally owned rice you can produce him inside the country blame so you can boost him economy blame.
We've learned Trukai has been growing rice. That's for sure. In the 80s, in smallholder, with the smallholders. For this one, we've learned lessons from there. We've developed this program. One of the main things that we've learned and we've improved on is the monitoring of the farmers and evaluation and working with them. So you don't just leave the farmers and after this program and they just do things on their own. We have scheduled yearly visitations.
Rural farmers in Madang province have been challenged to use funds obtained from the Small to Medium Enterprise Credit Facility of the Madang provincial government wisely. Madang Governor Ramsey Pariwa issued this call on last month during the presentation of certificates to 72 participants of a 3-day financial literacy training at Baskin Village in the Sumgilbal LLG.
Madang Governor Ramsey Pariwa, with a vision to make Madang millionaires, launched a SME loan scheme earlier this year to assist aspiring farmers and individuals to achieve economic independence and stability through various economic activities. In line with this vision, a small delegation, including Governor and his officers, traveled to Baskin and officiated at the ceremony where he presented certificates to 79 graduates of the financial literacy program.
Working business na sta masiga 3 man block kama million na block madam tomorrow through lo SME, but through lo this the legal SME program lo you mean you look out to him good number look out to him tomorrow you grow him number grow him you na tomorrow you come up million M opportunity blow you M window I'm up now M where God I'm giving me this window you may go grab him now na you may fulfill him principle blessing by
The FLT training was organized by Willie Curry, CEO of Basken Village, an electoral coordinator, and was facilitated by Medang's Commerce Division. This certificate is a key requisite in applying for the SME loan scheme. As such, FLT trainings have been conducted in all districts of the province to enable more farmers to participate. Participants were informed of the importance of FLT to manage their money well, encouraging them to be agents of change.
You know how to manage money blue or look out in money blue, you but left behind. On Chinese work will come up the country and come up the world, and Chinese work will come up, development come up, and come up one time, over the sun is got price tag blowing. Over the sun he got value blowing. Now you know how look out in money blue, now save him, now you know how to budget him, you got left behind. You how to look out in money blue, but you look him also, but you move to the next level. Time, mama and papa and family, you how to look out in money blue, budget him, save him. Tomorrow, Lord, beginning of you, and will sit down good. You building foundation, Lord, tomorrow, Lord.
Participants can apply for loans from a minimum of 5,000 kina to a maximum of 20,000 kina under the SME credit scheme with a repayment term of 2 years and interest rate of 7.5% per annum. Hariwa clarified that the loans will be awarded in 5 categories: agriculture SME, women SME, youth SME, Manam SME, and general SME.
Now we believe what some time global election economic freedom, economic liberty, yang start look nine pinggan. But me one manunat look si mi puti mo opportunity. You kirap na talk mit election back madang now lo business. Mit election back madang now lo economy. Now me believe what some time madang senis now na Gurian na noise now I think country do but senis.
A female participant, Anna Michael, thanked the FLT master trainer Ruben Dum from the Commerce Division of the Medang Provincial Administration for his time in running the 3-day training.
Sometimes the training come down inside the community. Me feel my more stress. Something me not been. Sabi lang yan, me line implanting. Salim stress me come down level from man meri class.
Participants who attended the FLT training at Basken came from different wards in the Sumgilba LLG. Carol Kidu Jr., TVWAN News.
A malaria treatment designed for babies and very young children has been approved for use for the first time and is expected to be rolled out in African countries within weeks. The treatment has been touted as an advance against a deadly disease that kills hundreds of thousands of people each year, nearly all in Africa. Martin Fitchett is the CEO of Medicines for Malaria Venture, one of the organizations involved in developing the drug.
The first regulatory approval and now the ability to roll out the first malaria treatment specifically studied and designed for the youngest and most vulnerable children at risk of malaria.
What obstacles had to be overcome to develop this drug?
Well, it's incredibly difficult to develop drugs in the very youngest and the very most vulnerable children. So we must remember that malaria is still a deadly disease. Around 30 million children are born each year into areas at risk of malaria, and over 600,000 people who die annually from malaria. Around 3/4 are children under 5. Of those children under 5, most age groups have been studied, but there's been a very most vulnerable age group, which is those under 6 months old, the newborns and young infants, that had yet to be studied. And this program and this regulatory approval fills that critical treatment gap. The reason it's taken so long is because these are very, very difficult studies to do. They're very difficult patients to treat. They need a global collaborative partnership that includes the communities, the doctors, and also our global pharmaceutical partner, Novartis, working together to get everything right, to engage the patients and to execute the studies.
The Queensland man's aorta, the biggest blood vessel in the body, had ballooned to about 4 times the usual size, leaving it in danger of rupturing. But doctors used a life-sized 3D printed model to save his life.
At a futuristic Brisbane research centre, they're printing models of body parts. Bones, brain tumours, ears and hearts, all matched to a patient's own anatomy. Their largest yet is a life-sized replica of a man's dangerously enlarged aorta.
It is quite a unique model, one of those things being the size and the complexity of the print process.
The goal is to make operations safer by giving surgeons deeper insight before they put scalpel to skin.
Gives a much better anatomical understanding than looking at a CT or MRI, which are only 2D.
The aorta is the main artery coming from the heart, extending down the body, supplying blood to a person's brain, organs and limbs. In this case, the Queensland man's aorta had ballooned to about 4 times the normal size. It was a ticking time bomb.
The risk is if you leave it, it can rupture, and given that that's got all your perfusion and blood supply for your body, most patients would die.
A team of vascular and cardiothoracic surgeons was assembled to replace much of the man's aorta with a prosthesis. In a 9-hour operation, the specialists painstakingly connected the graft to blood vessels.
Microplumbing, yeah, fancy plumbing.
It's high-risk surgery. During the procedure, patients have to be cooled down so they can be put under circulatory arrest. That means blood flow throughout their body is halted for around 20 minutes.
So they can wake up with a stroke, or they might not wake up.
The patient's operation last month was a success.
He's done well so far.
Thanks to both skillful medics and innovative technology.
That ends this segment. We'll have sports news after the break. Stay with us.
Rohan, really messing with your game. Time to sweep him out of the room. Or maybe not.
Ding bang ding, ding ding bang, bam bam bang, ding bang ding, bam bam.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
You sabi to awesome condom and wambla way where you can abrusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancy? Tingim, use him condom long right pla way. Stop safe na look out him you yet. Use him condom all get a time. Suppose you no sabi long HIV status long partner blog you, or suppose you got plenty partner. Use him condom good all get a time. Long haborusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancies. Use him condom banisim you yet na future blog you. This pla talk sabi ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Sends it away to Pelosi. Flat of the line, a little Nolan. Ball away. He's a stunner for joy. Wilson, the captain, backs his way over. Did he get it down? The skipper, is he the hero?
Thanks for staying with us. The 2025 Pacific Mini Games in Palau came to a vibrant close last night, marking the end of 2 weeks filled with intense competition and a celebration of athletic achievements from around the region. A total of 1,600 athletes and team officials from 23 countries converged on Koror, Palau over 10 days to compete in 14 sports events.
Chairman of the 2025 Pacific Mini Games Organizing Committee, Dr. Patrick Tele, delivered a heartfelt closing address expressing gratitude to over 1,600 athletes from 23 participating nations who showcased their talents over the past 10 days. He also recognized the invaluable contributions of trainers, coaches, and the dedicated volunteers whose efforts were instrumental in ensuring the Games were a resounding success.
And all chef commissions, thank you for working with us to ensure the game is successful for all the athletes. I'd like to thank all of you, all over 1,600 athletes who competed in the last 10 days. I'd like to thank all the supporters, coaches, trainers, all 500 of you who made it and worked very hard with these people, worked tirelessly to make this a wonderful event. I'd like to thank all the volunteers, many of whom are present here this evening. All 600 of you, sorry we had to close the volunteers registration. Many of you came from Palau, but there's still many of you who came from outside of Palau to make this a successful event.
Chairman Tele extended his appreciation to various partners, particularly highlighting the support from the Republic of China and Taiwan. Their contributions were crucial in ensuring that the facilities met international standards and were ready in time for the Games.
We've certainly tried our best to provide the best fields, platforms, and venues for our athletes to compete on. We thank all members of the media team for bringing the game to all those who remained at home to take care of the home front. Thank you, Australia, for making this possible.
Vidya Lakan, president of the Pacific Games Council, also took a moment to commend the government of Palau and the president, Surangel Wip Jr., for their strong leadership and commitment, which contributed to making the 2025 Mini Games a phenomenal success. The closing ceremony also featured an array of captivating cultural and musical performances by local artists, showcasing Palau's rich heritage and providing a fitting celebration to cap off the Games. The next Pacific Mini Games will be held in the Cook Islands in 2029. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
After last week's thrilling victory over Host Plus Cup leaders, the Townsville Blackhawks, the PNG Hunters, are gearing up to maintain their winning momentum as they prepare to face their traditional rivals, the Central Queensland Capras, in round 17 of the QRL Host Plus Cup.
Right through, he will score!
Hunters coach Paul Ayton noted that the encounters with the Capras are always challenging, particularly as several players from PNG are part of the Capras lineup, bringing their own leadership qualities to the match. Ayton emphasized the significance of this game for both teams, which adds an extra layer of excitement to the contest.
Yeah, it's always a tough game. It's always a really tough game. I know it's a big game for our Papua New Guinean players overseas and in the Capras. It's like the PNG's second favourite team. And I know that they're leaders within their team, and their team wants to play for them. So I'm sure it's going to be a really big game for them, and it is for us too, for our season.
The Hunters' recent victory against the Townsville Blackhawks has positioned them favourably in the competition. The coach reiterated his faith in the team, highlighting their strong bond and understanding of what it takes to succeed in high-pressure situations.
Most definitely, we've got ourselves in a bit of a position. Well, we've got that faith in each other, and we're comfortable within ourselves, and we know what we need to do to win. We just got to show up on this weekend and deliver.
As the team prepares to celebrate Captain Ila Alu's milestone 100th game this weekend, Ayton reflected on Alu's development as a leader. He first noticed Alu's leadership potential during the COVID-19 pandemic when the team was temporarily based in Gold Coast.
It's a privilege for me to see him, how he's grown. He always had those characteristics within him as a born leader, and I've just seen him flourish and just grow into the leader he is. And he's, I think it means a lot for him, but it means a lot for us and myself as well. He's good to have within the squad, and he's someone that I've depended on. He's part of that leadership group, and he leads that as well. So, for me to have him, I'm lucky to have a leader like him.
With only 5 rounds left before the finals, Ayton stressed the critical importance of this upcoming block in the competition, starting with game against the Capras on Saturday. The Hunters will host the Ipswich Jets next week before entering a bye in round 20, making the upcoming matches pivotal for their finals aspirations. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Queensland has lifted for grieving skipper Cameron Munster to stun New South Wales 24-12 in the decider and claim the 2025 Origin Series. Munster played just days after the shock death of his father as Tom Dearden starred in a magical performance from the Maroons. Here are the highlights.
He's kicked a bullet in Queensland league. Now Munster out in front. Shibasaki gives it to coach. Queensland again to open the try scoring. Try and ease your way into a game of this magnitude, but it mightn't be that easy. Oh, it's play on. Hammer back to Dearden. Dearden sprints away to score. The New South Wales players stopped. They thought it was a lost ball. Robson. Harry tries to burrow. 6 more tackles. Surely New South Wales can't hold him out. He's over for a try. Smart. Oh, Luo was a sitting duck. Cleary got it. They go wide. The passes stick. Stephen Crichton sprints for the corner. Crichton's going to get it. And hardly hanging on here. Dearden dummies runs. And Tom Dearden goes in for Queensland. It's left. Luo goes to the boot. Mitchell chasing through. Ball bounces up for Brian To'o, who puts it down. It is full time. 30 years after Fatty's Neville's triumph, the Queensland team of 2025 have captured a victory to stand.
That ends the sports segment. We'll have the weather forecast. Southern, Port Moresby, partly cloudy with chances of few showers and thunderstorms. Kerema, partly cloudy with few showers. Momase, Ley, partly cloudy with few evening rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Wewak, cloudy periods with few and possible thunderstorms. New Guinea Islands, Kokopo, Rabaul, partly cloudy with possible few showers. Buka, partly cloudy with possible showers. Highlands, Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, cloudy periods with some showers and possible thunderstorms. Coral Seas, seas moderate to patches rough with easterly to southeast winds of 15 to 25 knots. Solomon Sea, seas slight with southeast to easterly winds of 5 to 15 knots. Bismarck Seas, seas slight with southeast to northeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. And Pacific Ocean, seas moderate with southeast to easterly winds of 10 to 20 knots. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru and from Hood Point to Samara Island, and waters of Kiwai Island to Kerema to Yule Island to Port Moresby to Hood Point, seas 1.5 to 2 meters rising to 2.5 to 3 meters. Waters of Samara Island to Cape Bogle and all Milne Bay Islands, seas 1 to 2 meters rising to 2.5 to 3 meters. Waters of New Island and Bougainville seas 0.5 to 1 meter. Waters of Finchafan through Vitiers Dampier Strait to CSC Island to Long Island to Medang, and waters of Manus and its western group of islands seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters. Just before we go, Team PNG has secured a 5th place overall at the conclusion of the 2025 Pacific Mini Games in Palau out of the 23 countries that competed. PNG won 77 medals in total.
Papua New Guinea competed hard through the 9 sports and ended its campaign with an impressive all-round performance, securing 5th place on the overall medal tally. The final medal tally saw Tahiti dominating the competitions from day one and finishing at the top with 72 gold medals, 41 silver and 27 bronze. Fiji with 27 gold, 30 silver and 24 bronze. Samoa with 27 gold, 14 silver and 20 bronze. Australia with 24 gold, 16 silver and 15 bronze. And PNG on 5th place with 22 gold, 27 silver and 26 bronze. Athletics led the medal count with a total of 50 medals, producing one of the biggest highlights of the Games. On 7 July, the men's 4x100-meter relay team of Pius Whistle, Johnny Bai, Emmanuel Anis and Timothy Tuna broke the national record with a time of 40.23 seconds, surpassing the previous record of 40.29 seconds set by Peter Pulu, Subul Babo, Amos Ali and Alan Akia at the 1995 Pacific Games in Tahiti. PNG also won gold in the newly introduced mixed 4x400 relay, a first for the PNG Mini Games, and another gold in the women's 1500-meter final. In weightlifting, PNG's champions returned to the podium in full force. Moria Baru dominated the men's 65 kg division with 3 gold medals, while Tikatoa won 2 gold and 1 silver in the women's 53 kg. Stephen Carey returned to the international competition, claiming 1 silver and 1 bronze in the men's 110 kg. Thelma Toa and Idao Vagi each collected 3 bronze medals in their respective weight classes. PNG also made history in VAR. Raka Macy won a bronze medal in the men's V1 16 km, marking PNG's first ever medal in a V1 event. The men's and women's teams both secured silver in the V6 1500 meter, and PNG also took silver in the V12 mixed team event. In indoor volleyball, Team PNG battled through to the final and came away with silver, falling short to Volleyball Fortuna. In beach volleyball, PNG defeated Samoa in their playoff match to secure 5th place overall. PNG softball team made a proud return to international competition after 2 decades, claiming bronze after a strong game against host nation Palau. PNG women were defending gold medalists from the 2015 Pacific Games in Port Moresby. In the pool, Janali Tokome Garab brought home PNG's only swimming medals with silver and bronze in the women's 100-meter freestyle. The women's basketball 3x3 team put up a strong performance in the bronze playoff match against Northern Marianas, narrowly losing 16-21 in a close and hard-fought game. Team PNG's performance at the 2025 Pacific Mini Games not only brought home medals, but also delivered historic moments, inspired the next generation of athletes, and reaffirmed the nation's competitive spirit on the regional stage. The next Pacific Mini Games will be held in the Cook Islands in 2029. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And that concludes this edition of TV1 News. Thanks for joining us. Good night.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by
Need a cold drink.
powerful force that unites Papua New Guinea and develops our youth. Through partnerships with the PNG LNG Kumul's Grassroots Rugby League and Justin Olam, we aim to instill skills to last a lifetime.
I'm community blue. When it's on you walk him, I'm a community. You must all community.
When we invest in people, we invest in tomorrow's possibilities.
He's just so obsessed. I'm very nervous about my partner.
She's in for help.
Naked and Afraid, Sundays 8:30 on Discovery.
It should be a good day of footy here. He's so nice that working it straight up the guts. Puts a foot down and races it away. Beautiful try. Kuman again, whipping and stepping his way through the field. Great run there from the former Galvizo man, Kilkinara, and he goes over for his first try. Big Rakuna hitting the line hard and goes over for a try.